Hey, we're going to take a look at replacing the sky in a real estate photo. I'm going to be using, this is Photoshop 2026, but any version of Photoshop since 2020 is going to have that sky replacement tool. We have our image here, and you can see it was kind of a cloudy day. There was a little bit of sun, but not a whole lot. But the sky is definitely very gray and gloomy. And what we're going to do is we're going to just do a quick sky replacement. Come on up here to edit. Come down to the sky replacement tool. And if you don't have this preview box checked, go ahead and check it so that you can see what's happening here. Come on up here and you can see we have a sky selected. If you click this little arrow next to the image of that sky, it's going to open up these options here. And you can see we have blue skies. These are the default Photoshop skies that are available. And we have some blue skies, and we have some what they call spectacular skies, and then we have some sunset skies. So we'll just pick one of these. All right, and we can see here in our preview, we can move that out of the way a little bit. We can see in our preview that this looks pretty good. If you need to make any adjustments, then you can do that. You can make the sky brighter. You can change the temperature a little bit. You can adjust the lighting, everything like that until it looks good. Then just click OK. Then you want to go up to Layer and down to Flatten Image. Then you save your image. And for basic sky replacement, you're all done. Now, we're actually going to look at another method that's a little bit more advanced. There are a handful of issues that can pop up with basic Photoshop action. If you look at this in more detail, you can see that there are some places where Photoshop made some strange soft blends. You can see like right here, a lot of times if there's white, especially up on the trim of a house or a particularly light roof, you're going to see right here, but it's blended some of the sky here. A lot of the times up in the trim, we're going to see some sky. And then looking right over here at the flag, you can see they've turned the flag blue as well. So we're going to take a look at ways to fix that. There's also the issue of the Photoshop default skies. And when we're doing real estate and taking multiple angles, it can present a very unique problem. So something we don't want is for every single sky to look the same, especially if we're shooting, the front of the house from dead on and maybe off to the side a little bit, and we shoot in the back of the pool. We don't want to be using the exact sky, and we don't want to just be limited to the Photoshop default skies. There aren't very many, and they don't really match all that well. So you can't have one sky in one direction, and then when you turn in the other direction, it's a completely different set of clouds. It's a different colored blue sky. So let's solve both of those problems with my advanced method, and even with a little extra work, you can still do most sky replacements in under a minute. You will need some additional sky assets for this next part. You can shoot and crop them yourself, or there are already a lot of really affordable options out there for sky replacements. I recommend a sky pack that shows multiple angles of the same sky. This will help you create a series of realistic angles with your shots. Check out my notes for a link to the sky packs I'm using and many more. So the first thing we want to do is install our sky pack. If you have a .sky file with several sky packs loaded into it, it's really easy. You just need to open that in whatever way you open files in Photoshop. I am just going to drag it down to the Photoshop icon here, and it's going to look like it's not doing anything, but it is actually installing that sky pack for you. Now, before we open up the sky replacement panel, you're going to want to duplicate this layer, and then we're going to apply a full mask to it. Hold down the Alt or Option key and click on the mask button down here. It's a little rectangle with the circle inside. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a mask right here, and it's going to fill it in with black, and we'll go over that later. Let's make sure you have this bottom layer selected, and then we're going to go up to Edit and Sky Replacement. And if you installed your skies, we'll close all these little windows here, and you're going to see right down here, here's the new set of skies that I installed. If you don't have a .sky pack, you can always add new skies by just hitting the plus button here, and you can organize it into folders by adding a new folder. So we're going to open up one of our sky packs. We'll just take this very first one here, and let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at a couple of other options here, see if something works a little bit better. I'm going to maybe move this down a little bit and make some small changes to the lighting. Once you've made an adjustment that you're happy with, go ahead and hit OK. Now we can see we have the same kind of issues that we were having before. We can see right over here, this is a little bit blue. We don't have the same hard line that we had with the other set, but that can really happen with any set. And then of course we have the blue in the flag right here. So what we're going to do to correct that is come up here to this layer over here, this layer that we duplicated. It should be on top of your sky layer. All right, and we're going to use the object selection tool. We're just going to outline a few of these objects. Just use the pole there as well. Now you want to select, once you've selected the objects on the actual image, you want to make sure that you select the mask. And with the mask selected, we're going to select our brush, and we're going to make sure that we're brushing with a white brush. So the color you want to be there is white, 100% opacity, 100% flow, and we're just going to color right over that. And what that's going to do is it's going to mask this top layer with the original image over everything else. And so you can see right here, this top layer, all we're seeing is this, and everything else is built in underneath it. I'm going to come right over here. We don't really need to select this. This is all foreground stuff that we want to keep anyways. So I'm going to take my white brush and I'm just going to kind of paint over a little bit just to get rid of that blue that was stuck there. And there you go. We're happy with that. We are going to flatten that image and save it, and we're done. If you're interested in my sky packs, which I've compiled specifically for real estate photography, go check out the link in the information and comments below. Thanks for watching.